Hey y'all, welcome to the Can't Focus podcast, where it's about to get real. We'll be having honest conversations about what it really takes to grow online in the Western space. This show is all about the behind the scenes of content creation, how to grow your business, open doors, and build a community that helps you stand out in a world that doesn't always understand what we do. Whether you're in the arena, behind the camera, on the ranch, or just trying to figure out how to turn your passion into something bigger, you're in the right place. Fair warning, we're going to ramble, we're going to overshare, because we definitely can't focus. Let's get into it.
Welcome to the podcast.
Welcome to the podcast.
What's our podcast name?
Can't Focus.
With?
Kate and Elizabeth. Elizabeth and Kate.
Whichever one we did before. And we have a special guest today.
We have a special guest today. Do you want to introduce him?
No, I'd like him to introduce himself, actually.
Excellent.
Oh,
yes.
I'm gonna introduce myself.
Your Instagram handle that you're known by and your actual name.
Everybody knows me by GetWesternn.
Two N's.
That's another point about social media is I wish I would have picked my name when I started.
Okay, let's get into that.
Okay, did you switch it up?
No, I kept trying to think of like, what's a good handle?
Yeah.
But like now everybody sees me and they go, oh, GetWesternn.
I know that guy.
Instead of like, but nobody knows, oh, it's Skyler, you know?
Okay.
So that was like that was an interesting thing. And
Like
I
a
was
branding thing.
Yeah, branding, which I think GetWesternn is a great page, but it's really it's not me, it's not my name.
Right.
You know, so I really wish that I would have picked my name and then started a GetWesternn page.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know.
So let's take it back to the very beginning.
Yeah.
What made you log on to Instagram, create this handle, and start posting?
Yeah, so it was actually, I mean, I think like a lot of people during COVID, you know, I started doing TikTok. And I was posting some horse training videos and stuff, and nothing was going anywhere. And then I posted a video of me swimming with one of my horses because I would take them into the water to break them. And it just blew up overnight, like 50,000 followers
on
overnight.
TikTok, or was this Instagram?
On TikTok.
Okay.
Yeah.
And where were you living at the time?
So I was in Arivaca, Arizona.
Okay.
Just on this, on a horse breeding facility down in Arivaca. At this point, I hadn't even really cowboyed yet, but I wanted to cowboy, and then I also wanted to do social media, but the best way I found to learn to cowboy or to get into the mix would be like, okay, I need to learn horsemanship. Mm-hmm. So I got a job at a horse breeding facility down in Arivaca. And posted that one video, and the next morning I was like, "What is going on?"
Rad.
You know. So by the end of that, I posted one more video right after that, and I think I had like 60,000 followers in a couple days.
This was overnight.
Yeah, like within a couple days. Yeah. And then I started posting more videos, and nothing happened.
Shoot.
And nothing happened.
Oh no.
And I was like, "Oh man!" And it kind of just dead ended. Right there at that point, you know.
Had you cross-posted to Instagram at this point with those videos or no?
No, I was just doing, for the first part of like my social media career, all I was doing was TikTok. And what
was your goal? I mean, when you're saying like you wanted to do TikTok or social media, like what did that mean to you?
Yeah, honestly, like, I mean, people could take this the wrong way or whatever, but fame is a resource to me. Mm-hmm. And the way I look at it is like, all my dreams and aspirations can be achieved through connections and stuff, like, you know, with my Kawasaki deal and stuff. Like I would have never had those opportunities unless I had some sort of fame. Right. So that's kind of was my goal. I didn't really know what I was doing, but I knew there was there's monetary value there. And, I've always been kind of creative in general. So it was just, kind of a medium. Like I actually like, not a lot of people know this, but I was like signed to a record label.
For what?
Right after high school for playing guitar.
Okay.
So
Rad.
I was in a bands and like very musically inclined, but kind of lost the passion for that and started doing video instead.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Okay, so you blew up overnight, then you're posting a couple of things. They're not really going anywhere.
For a year.
A year?
Yeah, a year of just tanking.
Just trying to post stuff and nothing happening.
Literally going like, okay, what did I do? What did I do right? And
what
now,
was like the special recipe that made that?
yeah, I had no clue.
Okay.
I had no clue. So it took me a year, and I didn't really grow much for a year. And then Dally Boy from TikTok, I don't know if you guys know him. He's a big Western influencer on the TikTok side. His Instagram, he hasn't really transferred much of his content over. But he called me off of, messaged me off of TikTok and said, hey, I want to come out to Arizona and, start cowboying. And so he came out and he taught me how to make viral videos.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
And what was like the number one piece of advice that he gave you that like started getting it moving again?
really, really, like, it was more about just like being authentic and just like, so he came out. And we shot, because like at this time I was eating the weirdest breakfast. I was eating...
Was it a burrito?
No, blueberries. It was not a burrito.
And it was not bacon.
It was not bacon. Now all I eat is just meat. But I was eating blueberries and rice. And that, like, because I used to like oatmeal, but I can't have oatmeal. Like, it makes me sick. So I transferred it to rice and having like this blueberries and rice and honey. And it is freaking like, it's like, almost like pudding.
I was gonna say it sounds like a rice pudding or
so
something.
Good.
Yeah. Little
sweet
deliciousness.
Yeah.
Sweet blueberry rice. Okay.
Right. And that's when I was eating way too much sugar. But he was like, this is weird. Post this. And like quit hiding your true self and just be authentic and show everything. And that's when, boom, I got 1 million views on that video. And from that point forward, I was like, okay, I just need to be authentic. Like, I don't care how it comes off or whatever. And the more authentic I was, the bigger my following got.
Okay. So at this point, are you cross-posting to both? Or are you
Still
still
no.
only on TikTok?
I only started Instagram maybe 2 years ago. Well, I mean, I had an Instagram, but it had under 10K. And I just really kind of neglected it. And I really liked TikTok until they started trying to ban me all the time.
What were they banning you for?
Yeah.
Dangerous acts.
Dangerous acts.
Yeah. But like cowboying, like everything
dangerous game.
Everything we do is dangerous.
Yeah.
Right.
And then we drink on top of it, and TikTok really doesn't like that.
Doesn't like the drinking.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. We can say that they don't really love rodeo too.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah, they're not huge
Anything with
fans of the
bulls,
rodeo.
bullfighting.
Yeah, I mean the people reporting things for animal abuse. I feel like
Right.
it's a lot of videos taken down.
Yeah, that's
right.
a lot.
So that's kind of rough. But I can see why TikTok would not be a fan of the GetWesternn TikTok page.
Yeah, they didn't like it.
Okay.
So I actually haven't posted on TikTok in 2 years because I was like, you know what, I'm going to Instagram.
Okay. So
Okay.
where are you at TikTok, or where did you leave it as far as follower count goes?
Yeah, I left it at 200K. Now it's kind of like dwindled down to like
Sure.
180. And
Okay.
I have not one post in 2 years.
Wow.
But actually, this burrito company, I'm gonna have to post on TikTok because that's part of the contract.
That's
Okay.
why they want it.
So that'll be the first
Interesting.
post in 2 years.
Dang.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which all my TikTok
Back
followers
with
are gonna be
burritos.
like,
Yeah. You're gonna be like,
Coming
wait,
back,
what?
he's back, and he's back with burritos.
yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Like, why?
Yeah, just an ad, but that's
Yeah.
fine.
Do they want it? They want it on TikTok and Instagram.
Yeah.
Both your
Yeah.
platforms. And then I imagine that'll also go to your Facebook page. As
Right.
opposed to that. Maybe.
Well, since I'm demonetized on Facebook, I'm also boycotting Facebook right now. But when they monetize me back, I'm gonna repost all my stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
Do you hear
okay,
that,
so you're-
Zuckerberg?
Yeah,
He's
totally.
watching.
Monetize this man.
Okay, so now where's your follower count on Instagram?
So yeah, I think I'm at like 420 something K,
Okay.
and then
It's nothing.
260K on Facebook, and the 180 on TikTok.
I didn't realize so many people were still on Facebook.
Facebook it's a sleeping giant.
Who's on Facebook? That's
Old people.
Everybody.
Old people.
Yeah.
That's who you're getting your money from.
Yeah,
Or
they
were
honestly,
before
like-
they demonetized him.
And then also too, like when I notice, like whenever I sell a product, people buy on Facebook the most.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
How are you tracking that as far as like is it click rates or
Yeah. So I had a Shopify and it would tell me where all my sales
Okay.
came from.
you
Yeah.
selling
Very
burritos
nice.
on Shopify?
Yeah. Burrito holsters, actually.
That was going to be
Perfect.
But okay, we need to back it up though a little bit and talk
Okay.
about why we're even here
Sure.
and how we got we'll hop back to the Instagram stuff, but I feel like we might need
Wanna
to
circle
set this.
back?
Yeah, we got to set the stage of where we are
Okay.
when we all met 5 minutes ago. and then started a podcast. But let's talk about like maybe how we all connected, what we're doing here. We're in Idaho tonight.
Currently.
We're in Driggs, Idaho tonight at an Airbnb.
Great place.
This is actually pretty.
It has a really cool
pretty
Airbnb.
nice. We're looking out to horses. There's some sheep, some chickens.
A rooster, a confused
A
rooster.
very confused rooster that
very confused
cockadoodle
Elizabeth.
doos all day. Apparently they only do it in the
know that.
morning.
That's fine. I didn't know that. But
That's okay.
We're all here for a weekend to do a video shoot. So do you want to tell us about the video shoot? Because you're the star.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but I probably know less about the shoot than you know.
Okay.
Because you keep messaging me with answers and new stuff, and I'm like, oh, I didn't know that was thing. But yeah,
I'm just a schedule person, so this is the type A in me.
Elizabeth's got to know what's going on.
I'm
all
the
times.
exact opposite of that.
Yeah.
Like if there's too much, I know that's like I don't want a schedule at all.
It's better if I don't know.
Yeah.
And people
almost
just
like
go,
men
you
are
need to be
different
here
than
at this
women.
time. And I go, great.
But no, I'm excited. I think it's gonna be a good weekend, and it's cool because I've talked to everybody so far just on social media, and now we get to meet each other and film some content, which is always fun. Like it the content always like exceeds my expectations, it seems like,
So we've got two amazing videographers here this weekend, one of which is Kate, Slick Fork Films,
Hello.
who's going to be working with Kelson of Kelson
Of Kelson Riley Films.
filmmaker. He changes his handle.
Yeah,
when
he really
feels
does
like
change it all the time, which is fine.
So you
People gotta
guys
keep
are
up.
on video duty for this shoot for Happy Cow Vodka.
Yep.
And we're actually going to have the creator, founder of that on a different podcast episode to talk about like what we're doing here this weekend too.
Good old JW.
JW. And he has put together what I would like to consider the dream team.
I would call it the dream team, personally. Not just because I'm a part of it. I'm really happy to be a part of anything these days. so-
Yeah, I was a pity invite, which
That's
I'm
fine.
okay with. I'm
You're
not
gonna
allowed
do
to
a great
touch
job.
a camera during it, which is appropriate. But I am getting
Everybody wants the behind the scenes stuff.
I get the fun job.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't actually have to do anything like you guys are doing. I don't have any lines. I'm just there. I'm just
She's
the personality hire.
Perfect.
Yeah.
We love it. That's fine. Every dream team needs one.
Yeah, that's
And we've
me.
got Elizabeth.
Okay, so we're here. I'm going to be doing behind the scenes social media content creation for the brand Happy Cow Vodka. You guys are the face of it. We've got a couple influencers, big time influencers coming. And this is like, let's talk about just brand deals in general. And like, when was your first one? How did it come about? What was the deal?
Oh, I don't even remember my first actual brand deal. I think it was Tacovas, actually.
Oh, just Tacovas.
Just a measly little
Well,
Tacova.
but it wasn't.
This
It was
is
just like a
not
product
sponsored by
trade.
Tacovas.
Oh, okay.
There was no monetary or anything. It was
Okay. They're like,
Okay.
let us give you a pair of boots.
They're just like, take the boots, man.
right.
Begrudgingly, because I don't feel like product is payment. I don't feel like that's fair to influencers because we work really hard to build a following. At this time I was posting 3 videos a day, three reels a day.
Yeah.
Okay.
And, for somebody to go, we'll just give you a couple $100 pair of boots, where it's like, well, you have to give me the boots anyway for me to film the content.
Sure.
So it's kind of like, I feel like it's kind of a cop out for product trade.
Yeah.
But that was probably that was my first brand deal. And I did a video of me taking a pair of boots, and I was like comparing the durability, and I like ran over the other pair of boots. And then I was like, I started doing it with the Tacovas, and I was like, you just don't do that with Tacovas, and then boom, it got 1 million views. And
These are too nice for that.
right.
Too
Yeah.
nice.
You don't do
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Kind
Okay.
of deal. And that video did really good. And that was like my first brand deal. And when I was starting, like I was telling you guys earlier, it was kind of few and far between because I was like pricing my videos. I was pricing my services too high.
Okay.
Actually, like
What was at the time, like what was considered too high? Would you be able,
Yeah.
can you share that or?
I'll share it, whatever. Like, I'll just be transparent. Like I was like one video would be like $3,500.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. But there's like a lot that goes into it.
We need to do better on social.
That's what my client pays me for a whole month.
We're failing.
I hate myself.
Okay, sorry.
That's great.
Yeah,
okay.
We're really happy for you.
But he said he was pricing himself out, so it was a little high.
Yeah,
it was
high. It was high,
Yeah.
especially like when I had
That's okay.
like 0 followers on Facebook, like 10K maybe on Instagram. And then at this time, maybe I was at 100K on TikTok.
Okay.
Which, like, I want to talk about real quick. Like, 10K is kind of the goal for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, when, you know, people who have, like, made it and stuff are like, oh, that's just 10K. It's like...
I was stoked when I hit 10K.
I know.
I was like, wow,
it was a
this
big
is great.
milestone. And I feel like that's when it kind of takes off a little bit quicker.
Right.
For some people.
For the people that post content.
Yeah, consistently.
Yeah.
Working on it.
Well, there's definitely like, there's like a compounding agent to that.
Sure.
Because like my Instagram fluctuates 10K a month. Like I'll lose 10K followers and I'll gain 10K
back.
followers.
Okay.
Like it is, you know, but this is at the point where I almost have 500,000. And that drives me nuts because I'm like, why am I losing
Why is this
10,000 people a
happening?
month? You know, that drives me nuts.
Do you think it's like partially, especially at that level, like just bots just fluctuating in and out?
I honestly, I can't even speculate on what it is because
And that's not even saying you bought them. Right?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, in general, I even noticed on my account, like,
right.
people who start to follow, I'm like, this profile has no interest in what
Right.
I'm actually posting.
Right.
Yeah,
This
you go to their
feels-
account and it's 0 followers, 0 posts, and
Yeah.
nobody's following them. So it's like, is this a real person?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
it could be, you know, and then part of it too is like I unfollow people all the time. I thought I followed them. I thought that I liked their content. And then,
Yes.
you know, like a little while later, I'm like, I'm not really digging their content.
Yeah, doesn't
So-
resonate.
I think that that's where people, like with the niche stuff, where it's like, if you go to somebody's page for a specific content and then they stop posting that or start, you know, mixing it up a little bit too much,
Right.
like that's where you will lose people.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
so it's like, it's hard to like, especially as you're first getting going, figuring out what your niche is.
Yeah.
But then once you get it and you're consistently posting to your grid, at least like your stories, you can vary it up a little bit and show a little bit more personality and variety and stuff.
Right.
But so like, what do you think, like your, like, do you have like content pillars, like 3
Yeah.
pillars or something that you mainly stick to posting to keep consistency?
Well, that's funny because like, you know, when Dallas moved out from Mississippi to Arizona and the exchange was, I'll teach him everything I know about cowboying, which I knew nothing at this point. I just knew at that point, I knew how to ride a horse because I had been doing it for a couple of years, but he was like, you need to find your bread and butter. You know, what's your niche, you know? And his at the time was outfit of the day. You know, he's very stylish. He always dresses in vintage clothes. People love it. And then he was also doing this, because he's in vintage clothes, he was doing like this grandpa character. And it was brilliant. And he grew almost to 700K on TikTok.
Wow.
And so, you know, I tried to find my bread and butter. And for the longest time, like, you know, it's hard. Like, what are you trying to portray yourself to the world that also everybody can relate to, you know?
What's your brand?
Yeah.
Like,
What's your brand? And mine started when I started at one point, I think I was gaining 5,000 followers a day.
man.
And that was when I was doing outdoors camping, just kind of like it was like, I called it the dream sequence. Like all day we'd get up early, we'd hit the sunrise, we'd, you know, go to a river, we'd swim in the river, we'd set up canvas tents, we'd be by the campfire. Like for a year, me and my buddy, Conrad, we're just living the dream sequence and filming it every day. And that's when that was my bread and butter.
So it's like the people that are wanting to live that life, that are just sitting in
Right.
a cubicle that can watch
Yeah.
it and be like, dang,
Yeah.
this
That's what I want.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
That's like the number one message I get on Instagram is you're living the dream.
Yep.
I'm like, well, come out here for
Yeah. Come experience the dream.
Yeah, come out here for more than one day.
Because you're actually, as much as sometimes you get some hate about not being a real cowboy,
Yeah.
you're doing cowboy stuff from
Yeah.
morning to night. So
Yeah, so I manage I was managing a ranch right now that was 116,000 acres. And we had 2 operations, and like a summer operation and a winter operation. And yeah, cowboying every day. And, you know, even though people like accuse me of like green screen and stuff on social media. Yeah, I actually do cowboy for a living.
He actually has a real background.
Yeah.
It's not just a green screen, everybody.
Yeah.
It's real life.
Well, and it's funny too, because like the social media also like that pays the bills. And
That's
then
awesome.
the cowboying, I was making like $76 a day if you average it out.
Yeah.
But you know, then you get a truck and you get a house and you get your horses fed and you get everything. You get all these benefits. But yeah, it's
The spending money's not really there.
it's not really there.
But I think that's where the Western world too is starting to expand more, and like cowboys actually documenting their days and monetizing it, because that lifestyle isn't, you know, going to provide
Right.
a ton, you know, it's going to provide a very rich life, but in terms of like monetary wise, like.
Well, and how many, just in the last couple of years, how many, you know, cattle operations or horse breeding programs have kind of come back from the brink really of being out of business because they've got on social media and started, you know, sharing their stories, and people love it. They want to see it. And that's eventually going to bring in money if they're consistent at it. So it's kind of cool to see these smaller, locally owned family farm, family ranches that are figuring out like this social media stuff can be a game changer.
Marketing. It's just, you open up the world of like beyond whatever state, whatever city you're like living in, to being able to brand yourself and people buy into your story.
Absolutely.
What that is.
Sure.
And people these days want to buy from people they know.
Like, know, and trust.
You know, so it's like, I just actually partnered with a company that's selling direct beef. She's a company based out of Canada, but she teaches ranches how to sell their beef direct.
Cool.
And so where I fit into it was like, I'm going to help her acquire new customers, but also the customers she does have already currently, we plan to send me out to help them teach, like help them learn social media. Nice. And so yeah, I'm stoked this summer to like get out there and like be able to like ranch and cowboy on social media.
Yeah.
And teach these farms and ranches how to do social media, and also not be upsetting my boss that I'm on social media. Like, that's why I'm here. You know?
So
I mean, when it comes down to it, it's a tool.
Yeah.
Right. Social media is a tool.
Oh yeah. It is such a, I mean, it's a game changer. If you can use social media, like, you know, these ranches could sell like anything, merch. They could sell, like, I know there's a ranch in Show Low called Reed's Cattle Co. Some of the best clothing.
Yeah.
You know, then they're just like totally subsidizing their ranching with badass clothes. Sales. And they were doing giveaways, truck giveaways if you bought some of their clothes. Like it was cool. Awesome, you know?
Heck yeah.
That's really cool. That's just the way to really diversify your income and have these multiple streams too, to be able to provide that dream that you might not have if you're just trying to make it in your small town.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Do you feel like, you mentioned going around all these different operations, helping with social media. Let me back up. Sometimes with Western clients, I run into issues with some of the big bosses that are a little bit older that maybe don't understand the value of social media. Have you encountered that where guys are like, I don't need to be on the internet. We don't need this. What's your approach to that? You're just okay. Like, how do you handle that? Yeah.
So it's funny, like all the guys I work with, the cowboys are very private people, you know? So it was fine when I was filming. But then when I posted and they'd get a call, hey, I saw you on GetWestern's page. That's where it would be, the line would be drawn.
They didn't like it.
They didn't like it, like that. Somebody knew that they were doing something. Like it was like it was like their privacy had been invaded, you know? So
is this the owner or the actual cowboy?
Well, the cowboys.
Okay.
All the cowboys I worked with, most of them, like I'd say like a good, like 80% of them do not want to be on social media.
Wow.
Like these dudes still have flip phones.
That's my type.
So
Well, sounds like Skyler knows some guys. He can send.
Any ranch,
send
but
them
you're not
your
going to
way.
find them on social media. You got to
That's
go
what
to
I
the
want.
ranch.
I know. I've just got to go there. So if you just want to give me the address, that's...
Well, or any sale barn. Go to any sale barn.
Yeah.
And
You're just going to show up.
Hey guys,
Got your address from Skyler.
Yeah.
Thanks.
just here to get some
Sure, they'll love
videos.
that.
But then also too, like as far as like the ranchers, a lot of them don't understand. It's simply they don't like. They come from a generation where social media was kind of just like in its infancy stages. So like it was just something you did for fun.
Sure.
Right. Now social media is like, man, it can be life changing. It was life changing for me.
Yeah.
But the ranchers don't understand that at all.
Okay, so let's talk about the future plans for the GetWesternn account. What do you want to do with this ultimately?
Yeah. I mean, so like what's exciting to me right now is all this stuff, all these opportunities I'm getting this summer to like go and help teach social media to ranching because one, they're going to, it's like I'm providing them with a new source of income, but also I'm getting to, I'm going to go cowboy in, like Montana. I'm going to be going to Canada. Like it's going to be super fun to just go cowboy and then also have the social media accepted, fully. And I think that's going to open the door. People love to see me travel on my page.
Yeah.
Cool. Every time I travel, I get a huge spike in views.
Okay, yeah, I was a little upset that you didn't post more about the Kawasaki trip.
Oh shit, I was only there for 2 days.
I know, but it was what you did post.
Yeah.
I was like, I wanted to see so much more of that.
The problem is, they had like Kawasaki, which was great. They had it was a tight schedule. Mm-hmm. We were on a tight schedule. We had a lot of stuff to do. And I wanted to bring my own videographer. I was going to pay for him to come. He was going to stay in the hotel room, and they said we already have enough videographers on the grounds. So it kind of like really stunted what I could post, because I'm busy doing everything.
No time to film.
Right. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I mean, there was moments, but it's funny because afterwards I made friends. By the end of the trip, I made friends with all the videographers. So it would have worked out next time because they all know me. And I could be like, hey, like, can you do this, or can we get
Sure.
that, or but
We're a pretty cool group. I just lump myself in there, but
We, all of us.
all of
Yeah.
the professional videographers.
it was just kind of too much of a whirlwind to
Yeah.
get
Yeah, I
any.
get
And
that.
I was like, it was just me and my tripod. Like that's it. Me,
Right.
my phone, and my tripod. When Dallas came out to teach me how to do social media, and he really gave me the formula for viral videos, and he was like, bro, get a tripod. Because I was just like propping my phone up places, like on the mirror of a truck or
And they're like $9.99 on
yeah,
Amazon.
they're
You're like,
nothing. And he's like, this has made me so much money since I bought it. Just
Yeah.
get a tripod. And now that's like all I travel with my iPhone and a tripod.
Yeah. Easy
And-
peasy.
yeah.
That's awesome.
way
That's
better
it.
than what we're doing.
No kidding. I feel like I've made so many mistakes. My gear choices.
Okay, so I guess the final question I would have for you is for the cowboys that want to get into social media, where's like the best place to start? What is the first piece of advice that you would give them?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of just goes back to what I was talking about before, where just be authentic. The more like true you are to yourself, the more people are gonna relate with you. Instead of just like posting like this, like, oh, like I'm the most cowboy, or I'm in the nicest place, or I ride the rankest horses, or whatever. Try to create this persona. Just like be yourself, and your tribe will like literally just come to you. Like they'll rush to you. Soon as you are authentic, that's when it all changes.
I think that's awesome advice.
Yeah.
Post your blueberries and rice, people.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 million views later.
Seriously,
Right.
Gosh.
such a weird breakfast, and I was embarrassed to post it.
You're like, oh, nobody's going to like this.
But
Yeah.
that's the
Boom,
thing. It's
viral.
like you don't know what's going to hit.
That's true.
There are things that have a better success with the algorithm. But, I think for me too, it's the stuff that I hesitate on posting. I'm like, oh, should I even post it? That's the stuff that does the
really
best,
well.
unfortunately. The things that I overthink and I'm like, this is going to do well, nothing.
Well, I think even, I mean, before I met you and we
Best
started.
day of your life.
Best day of my life. I was really like, and I'm not saying that I've had 100 million viral videos, but even just like posting some of the things that you've told me that you're like, you should post this. Like I'll post things in my stories and you're like, post this as a reel. And I'm like, nobody would like this as a reel, but I post it and I'm like, oh, that actually did really well. Like it is the things that I don't expect to do well that usually.
Well, then I find out too, sometimes I'm like, the more I spend time on something, the more it's like a passion project where I'm just like, oh man, I love this. Yeah. And I just spend hours and hours and then I post it and it's like,
tanks. Oh,
it's like, what?
But it's almost good too to do those. Like I just consider those as part of the portfolio.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
Where it's like maybe it didn't get 1 million views, but if this is a really good videography thing that I didn't throw trending audio on because the athlete wanted a specific song and
Oh, absolutely.
But then, you know, somebody that wants to hire a videographer, they're going to see that and it's just part of who you are.
Definitely.
I agree with that. Just, you got to do them. Like every few videos, I just do a passion project.
Yes.
I'm like, you know what? I do this stuff to like be trending all the time. I just want to do what I want to do.
Yeah. Do this because I love it.
Yeah.
It's like a puzzle.
Yeah. I feel like too many things where you're, you know, trying to get a viral video or fit somebody else's mold of like, well, we want XYZ. I feel like it's not as fun. It's when you're not passionate about it. I feel like that comes through in a lot of videos. So keeping up on this is something that I love. So I'm going to film it. I'm going to edit it how I want it. And I'm going to post it because I think it's great and I had a good time doing it. I think that's important just to stay sane, I think, on the social media side of things.
For sure. And I don't know if you feel the same way about when you are hired to do content versus when you're just creating it because you like it or you want to do it, but it becomes a job instead of something that you're just wanting to do. And that sometimes I just dread it.
It's funny too, like the biggest brand deals I have, you know, like Kawasaki, they were just like the coolest to work with too. They're like, I'm like, what's the rules? And they're like, just don't drink and drive. I'm like, sweet, I can do that. And like, you know, the content just poured out like millions and millions of views because they didn't try to make me do anything, you know? And I think within the first month of my brand deal with them, I got them tens of millions of views.
Dang.
Just because they were just like, run with it.
And you mentioned that earlier before we started filming was for you, like now that you have this platform that you've built up, now that you have this reputation, now that you know that you can get people views and translate those to purchases, you have a little bit more control over your contract and what you're willing to do as a creator.
Right. Yeah. So, I was like, earlier I mentioned like, you know, next time in my contract, it's going to say just like I have full creative freedom because what I do is create viral content. And when a brand comes in that is hiring me that doesn't know how to create viral content and they say, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to do this, you need to do that. It's like, okay, well, that's why your videos aren't going viral. You know, it's like you need to have viral videos with product placement. So people see your brand. And it's like maybe, and another thing too is like these brands think right off the bat, they're going to translate to sales. It's like, no, your brand needs to be seen like 33 times before somebody's going to buy. Like that's the actual, like the average. Before somebody buys something, they have to see that product 33 times. So it's better just to let me do my thing, get 1 million eyes on your product versus try to force me into some kind of weird ass video.
Yeah. What I feel like you know what your platform wants to see.
Right.
And they don't.
Exactly.
But they want your platform's eyes on their product.
Right.
So it just doesn't make sense to me that a brand would come in and say, hey, Skyler, we love everything you're doing, but we want you to do something completely different.
Right. And I struggle with that. It just doesn't hit. Literally every month. Like that is and I try not to take those brand deals anymore, but you know, it's like, I also have to make a living. So, you know, I'll take them and I can't wait till the day where I don't have to take them anymore, you know?
Was there a deal that you passed up that sticks with you?
Oh, this one. Yeah, actually. So, I mean, there's been multiple deals like that, you know, it's like, because I was pricing myself out of deals in the beginning where I don't think I was worth that. I do think I was still to this day, I'm worth the money. And, but you know, the brands were brand new and they didn't have that kind of capital to put into marketing. And I should have, you know, been more flexible. So like now when I'm working brand deals, I say, well, what's your budget? Okay.
Oh.
I'm happy to work within your budget for this. And that's really helped me because it's like, you know what, do I feel like my platform is worth, you know, X amount per video? Yes, I do. But if there's a new up and coming brand that I can help and I agree with, you know, absolutely. And like one of them the first one that comes to mind, and I'm actually trying to work. We've been trying to work a brand deal for like 6 months, and it'll come out somewhere. I think they're super busy and I'm super busy, but Ag Gear, you know, they hit me up, you know, very early on, and I kind of I gave them my price and they said, oh, we can't afford that. We'll reach out to you in the future. And they did. And they're huge now. And I went to their huge party at NFR and met them, and it was cool. And like, I'm like, man, I wish I could have helped them a little bit. Like instead of being stuck in my own way, you know, but it's kind of hard to like look towards the future when it's like, I'm struggling myself trying to be a creator, and like, I need to make room for brand deals that pay me, you know? And so there's two sides to it. And, but yeah, I wish I would have been more flexible in the beginning, you know, where as long, and even now, sometimes like if people, I'm just like, well, what is your budget? And they're like, I can pay $500 or $200. I'm like, all right. If I really believe in the brand.
Yeah.
Sure.
And I think that's the difference too, is, you know, you price things if you need to based on, you know, somebody with a bigger budget behind them versus a small business that you just truly love and want to help out.
Right.
And I think that's kind of where I'm struggling or have struggled as like a newer creator, is the pricing thing. So I think that these conversations really help people who want to get into this, you know, pull back the curtain and understand, like, you might not be making, you know, I just assumed somebody with X amount of followers is making a ton of money, or, you know, smaller creators are not making a ton of money. And sometimes it's not like that at all. Like you can get a really good brand deal as like a micro influencer, or you can be like me that has not figured out the monetization piece of it, and have a little bit bigger of a following.
No, absolutely. Like, yeah, like followers don't necessarily have anything to do with it. They do kind of, but I know creators that have a tenth of my following and are making tons more money than me. And I know creators that have twice as many followers than me that aren't monetizing at all.
So what do you think the difference is for those people that are smaller creators but making the same? What is the
I mean, I think
there?
The smaller creators are really good at what they do. They become like a master at their niche. You know, one of them, I have a buddy that lives in California, and we had met in a crazy turn of events. I was building stages for Eric Church, like traveling and building a stage, and like, you know, we'd go to wherever the next city he was going to be in and build the stage and put the sound equipment up, fly back and tear down the last stage we were at, and then fly back. It was just wild. But this 18-year-old kid started working with us, and he's like, I'm just here to buy camera equipment. And I'm like, yeah, whatever, dude. He bought his camera, boom, blew up. You know, he left. Like, he just got in, got his money, got out, and now is one of the biggest videographers like out there, huge. And he's probably only got like 14K followers, but like he's so good at what he does, you know. And
nice.
People pay him a lot of money for it.
That's awesome.
You
That's
know?
awesome.
Where there's a lot, and then there's a lot of Instagram pages out there that are just like, they repost like stitching is like a great way to get followers, you know, because you're taking a viral video and you're just like putting your own commentary or criticism on it. But those, like, that is not a super niche skill or something, you know. Anybody can do it.
Tried to do that the other day.
Yeah, I couldn't figure it out. Sometimes I don't really know. I can edit a video, but apparently not so well in Instagram. I did figure it out though.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, thank you.
So now we're at the point of the podcast where I get to interview you guys.
Oh no, he's flipping
No,
the
seriously
script.
though, I'd like to
All right.
know more about you guys.
Sure.
Like, how'd you guys get into it?
Oh,
Get into what?
Yeah.
Get into the content creation. And so I know you're like on the border between influencer and content creator, videographer.
I consider myself a content creator.
Okay.
It's for me, that is jack of all trades, master of none.
Right.
Multifaceted.
I'm not great at any of them, but I can get by with what I need to stop
You
hating
are
on myself.
great. You
Oh,
are.
thank-
You are great at those things.
Which ones? Tell me more.
Well, especially the influencing.
I'm working on
I
that.
think you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It's the only
I-
compliment you're gonna get from me this whole trip.
Just cut it there. The whole trip. Goodness gracious.
Then you get another one tomorrow.
Oh, thank you. One a day. Okay, so I consider myself more of a content creator than any one specific thing. But the reason I'm doing it is because I was, for years, doing it for other smaller companies or businesses. It started with a plastic surgeon. I was just in her office. And she had a thing that said, like, follow me on Instagram. I was like, I didn't even know you had one.
Uh-huh.
What were you in her office for?
It's another episode.
Okay.
We'll go through the whole gamut of things I've had done.
Excellent.
But anyways, she was saying, yeah, I need help running. Like, she's like, a lot of people don't know that I have this. I need somebody to run it. And I said, you know what? I'd like to give that a shot. I felt like I was spending enough time on social media that, and I'm very opinionated. I don't know if you knew that. But I felt like I could do it. I felt like I was the customer. I know what people want to see.
Mm-hmm.
So grew her account from 6,000 to 46,000 and then did that again behind the scenes for a couple years.
So how did that go down? Like, how did that like go down with like you were like, I can just run your social media and then they paid you to do it, or did you already work?
I didn't get paid.
Not even with product?
I think I got some lips.
Dude.
I know.
You didn't get paid for that?
I didn't get paid because I think
Elizabeth.
I know. Listen, I don't get paid for a lot of things. I think that's where I struggle is where do I do things for experience and where do I do things for pay? And so I'm just now, I think I'm 23,000 followers. I'm just now, probably since I hit 20, like starting to say like, no, I don't want to do that. And because like you said before, the amount of work it takes to create content isn't worth sometimes a $200 pair of boots. I would rather just not take my time to do that and invest that time in other things and just buy the product on my own if it's a product that I want. So again, I think I'm doing, this has all been in the last year. So I started my account March of 2024. I got into rodeo specifically. That's where I niched down and got into that in June, posted my first reel, tagged the rodeo that I was at. They liked it. And then it just snowballed. And then
What made you want to do the rodeo scene? Because from what I understand, you don't come from the background.
I don't. I'm very far from a rodeo background. I had never been before. I went to one in a year. I went to one and just was like, okay, this is cool. Then a year goes by. I literally thought there was one rodeo in Virginia. So I was like, I'll go back next year. A year goes by. My algorithm brought me to Kelson Jones, who is, we're going to have on too and talk to him. I saw him making rodeo cinematic. And I was just like, once I saw a bull bucking in slow motion, I just was like, I want to do that. And pure delusion of me just then ordering a camera off of like Walmart.com, I think is where I got my Sony a7 III. And Kelson then posted a clip he did, and he's like, I can't believe I filmed this on the a7 III. And I messaged him and I was like, oh my gosh, this gives me hope that I might be able to do something with this camera that I got. And he was kind enough to message me back and walk me through a bunch of stuff. That was probably the biggest mistake of his life because I have not left him alone. Since.
Messages every day from Elizabeth.
Every day. But he was the one who I went to that same rodeo a year later. I texted him, hey, I'm at this rodeo, and he walked me through my settings. I will never forget that. I talk about this all the time. He walked me through my settings. I didn't know what I was doing. And I filmed this rodeo, and then it was just addicting. It's mainly the bulls. I just love watching how they move. The family aspect, this came after my divorce. I kind of talked about this in my Instagram stories today. I just love the simplicity of the life, everybody working together, the families there all together, helping their kids, helping each other. It was just such an environment that I didn't have around me at the time. That drew me to it. And
that's what I love about ranching.
Yeah.
Is like the family aspect of it. Like I've worked with families, day working where it's, you got 5-year-old kids working, you got 10-year-old kids working, you got 15-year-old kids working, and they're all working like adults with the family. And it's like, there's just such a different kind of bond there. That I didn't grow up in I didn't grow up in the ranching or rodeo scene either. So it's like, that's kind of hooked me in too.
I think when you don't grow up like this, you crave it.
Right.
It just takes you back to something that is, wired in all of us at just being humans at the core of just like survival and simplicity and working together and community.
Absolutely.
How'd you get started? In video or in the Western space?
Both.
Video, I got started. I was working for a guy who sold recumbent tricycles.
I don't even know what that is.
They're like reclined. You're like sitting back and the pedals are in front of you and you steer.
It's an exercise. Oh no, it's like out on the road.
Out on the road. Yeah. These are like high end. Like,
How did you get?
Oh, the guy lived around the corner from me. I was looking for a job. I just left a.
You're like, that's a cool bike.
I was working for a pediatrician who was kind of shady, and I was like, I can't do this anymore. So I went and asked him. I went to his shop.
Do we need to dissect the shady
pediatrician?
Or
some of these guys bill the insurance for.
Okay, so it's nothing to do with the children.
No. The children were fine. Okay. The children were fine.
Let's clear that up.
But we won't name the pediatrician.
Yeah.
Anyway, so got a job with this guy doing his graphic design. I was like doing stuff on his website, and then his video guy quit. And I was like, well, let me try that.
Same thing.
Yeah. And so I kind of got into the video.
Did you get paid?
Editing. I was getting paid.
Oh, good for you.
I think I was making $13 an hour at the time. So rolling in it. Anyway, kind of just went from there. I was in weddings for a long time, left the wedding scene probably 5-6 years ago. I started doing more commercial stuff. And then getting into the Western space, I took my camera. So I'm from Spanish Fork, Utah. And we have Spanish Fork Fiesta Days, which is one of Utah's like biggest rodeos. There's I call it the Triple Crown of rodeo, because during Pioneer Days, just Pioneer Days the 24th, there's 3 big rodeos: Fiesta Days, Ogden Pioneer Days, and Days of 47 in Salt Lake, where we have some really, really like big name athletes that come in and ride and compete. So I've been going to the Fiesta Days rodeo for years. It's my hometown rodeo. So I took my camera one summer and filmed some rough stock, and I was like, this is really cool. I love rodeos. Like, this is great. Posted some clips, and Amanda Mendenhall, she shared my video.
Shout out.
And her brother-in-law was the mayor of Spanish Fork. So he saw it and he went, who did this video? Like, how do we get this person to come film? So they invited me back the next summer. So I feel like I'm really lucky. Like, I was really lucky to get invited to come and be paid.
Luck, but also paid. You prepared.
For sure.
For how many years before that, learning to shoot, and then so there's luck, there's being in the right place at the right time, but there's also preparation.
Absolutely.
So that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, got me into the rodeo, and then it just kind of kept going from there. And
when was this? How long ago was this?
That was fairly recent. It was like summer of 2022 was when I filmed. 2022.
So
this will be my 3rd year back now.
The biggest misconception about...
Just think of her as a lady. Misconception.
Not going to help.
I'll never unhear that.
I think that's the biggest misconception of some of the things.
See, perfect. It came out perfect
got
that
it.
time.
Of creators is that sometimes these things happen overnight. Like you did get your 50,000 overnight, but then it took you a really long time to build it.
Yeah, it took me years to refigure it out.
But for me, it was, I think people look at my account and say, whoa, you grew really fast in the year. But at the same time, I've been doing this for other people
Right.
For a long time.
for a long time. So if I couldn't do it for myself, that
Yeah.
I wouldn't be a very good,
Embarrassing.
I wouldn't be a very good social media strategist.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
Figured it out.
So
Yeah, there's a formula. Like once you get the formula, you can apply it to whatever page you want to do, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, it just takes that. But there is, you know, like me, I didn't know what I did.
right.
Where you've been doing it for other people, you know, but it still took the same amount of time because I took a year or two on the front end trying to figure it out, and you already had done the work to figure out how to make a viral video.
And I don't think any of mine have been, I haven't had one that like blew up overnight and got me 10,000 followers or anything.
Right.
All of mine have been very slow play reels that are just chipping away. So, I mean, I'm just cranking out
Yeah.
No kidding.
reels all the time.
Yeah. Well, that was like, for me at that time too, is like TikTok was new. And that's like any time. So like, that's another thing I watch out for is any kind of new platform coming out. Like I'm on that because that's going to be the most viral time because they're having a lack of content.
Did you get on Lemonade when TikTok was?
No.
Okay.
Cause I'm like pretty established on Instagram. So I wasn't, when TikTok was being banned, I was like, good.
You're like, see you later,
Yeah.
TikTok.
See how it feels.
Don't need you.
Doesn't feel very nice, does it? That's how I
Ban
felt
me.
about TikTok being banned. Like they banned me so many times that they need to be
You're
banned.
like, it's about time.
Put you
Yeah.
in timeout.
Unfortunately,
So-
they made it back.
But
So,
also 2 years ago, I already made the transfer to Instagram. So I wasn't
Yeah.
I'm like, good, delete my, I
fine.
wish they'd delete it because I wanted to delete it and I don't have the strength to delete my own TikTok. So I wish
Got
they
a
would
hold
do
on
it.
you.
Yeah.
That's fine. It's okay.
So, but yeah.
Dang.
Well, thank you so much for taking some time out of our trip. We've got a lot of work to do ahead this weekend.
Yeah.
But I'm just super excited that you were able to meet with us and we got to learn more about you, and our followers will get to learn more about you and just about social media in general. Because again, I think the whole point of us wanting to do this is bring some transparency to social media, especially in the Western world, within Western creators, rodeo, all that kind of stuff.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on this.
Cut.
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 Over.
Mic drop. Don't drop them. They're expensive. Thanks for sticking around. If you made it this far, you're officially part of the crew. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at can'tfocus.podcast for behind the scenes content, updates, and plenty of outtakes we probably shouldn't be posting. If you're interested in more rodeo Western content, follow our personal accounts at Slick Fork Films for Kate and at Elizabeth Single Social for Elizabeth. Catch you next time.